Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this MCTV Sports production of high school basketball. I'm Kenny Milch alongside my broadcast partner, Brian Powers, and we're here at the Final Four of the PAL basketball tournament on the boys' side. 4 live games for you tonight here on MCTV. This is game number 2 on the night, the first of the boys' matchups. And it's the Aragon Dons taking on the Menlo-Atherton Bears. And it's MA in white against Aragon in red. And the Bears win the tap. The Dons start in man-to-man. Backdoor coming up. Not available. This is Norton. Kick out. That's Fioretti. Inside to the big fella, can't finish. Rebound, Henry with it, and it's out of bounds to Aragon. All right, Brian, welcome. Sorry we had a short pregame, but we just got finished with the girls' game and back in the truck. They're kind of getting things together, but great to see you. Welcome back.
Appreciate it. And that was an exciting girls' game to finish up before this one.
That was awesome. Oceana with that 2-point win over Hillsdale on the girls' side. Meanwhile, it's MA. The champions of the PAL South, undefeated. There's a three-pointer, and that three was Lucas Fioretti, one of the co-captains. There's 2 brothers on the team. It's Lucas and Christian, and they're both really good.
Yeah, those are the 2 driving forces for sure with MA. I mean, they have 4 players on their team that average over double digits, and the Fiorettis with points and steals, they're a pretty dominant duo.
Both made first-team All-League. There's a driving left-hander. Foul on the way to the rack was Kamon Economou, and he'll go to the line. The most valuable player of the PAL South Division was Norton, Eric Norton. He's a 6-foot junior, number 10, and he's quick as lightning.
Yeah, when he has the ball in his hands, he makes things happen. And the great thing watching him is he's making plays when he doesn't have the ball in his hands. Moving, cutting, getting open, creating space.
Economou hits the second of 2 and gets the Dons on the board, head coached by Sam Manu. And they get the defensive rebound. There's a 3-point attempt by Aaron Belotro, and it's good. Dons with the lead. In the corner, that's Henry. Nice pass by Henry to Lucas Fioretti. Trading buckets early, and there's a turnover against backcourt pressure, and that's what MA will do to you.
Absolutely. MA's, they're going to press you the whole game. They're going to come right after you. The key for Aragon is to try to just slow everything down. Don't try to play tempo with them. Don't try to catch up with them. Play your style, attack the rim, attack the boards, and just try to keep it close. Don't try to play the MA's game.
Under the tutelage of Manu in his 5th year, that's Fioretti. Christian Fioretti. There's Henry. And a rebound to the Dons. Economou. Belotro. Man-to-man for the Bears. Very good man defense. Wide open in the lane. Little right-handed jump hook. DeAndre Sanders, a 6'3" senior. Fioretti in traffic. Christian can't get it to go, but he finds a loose ball. That was a pass attempt, believe it or not, to Henry. It results in a turnover.
Yeah, don't try to do too much, especially early in the game. Stick to your brand, play it quick, play it fast, go down, drive the lane. That's going to be the key for MA right now.
Coach Manu for Aragon in his 5th year. Career record is 78 and 56. Wow. Possible foul, but timeout is called on the turnover. MA's first. A lot of quick action here. Coach Manu in his PAL South play, career record of 37 and 21. He came after the 2011 season to replace Arjuna Manning Lane, who was the Dons coach for 4 years. And before that, it was Carrie Huxford, one of the few female coaches. She coached for 2 years and went 24-23 and made quite a splash around.
Yeah, I actually remember her. I was playing high school when she was there. She actually turned that program around because Aragon before that, well, I'm not going to say they weren't a great program, but they were pretty average. And she came in and, you know, the players played for her. It was actually pretty cool watching and being on the court seeing it happen.
Coach Manu won the Division III CCS championship. That's 2 years ago. To beat Valley Christian in the championship 61-55.
Wow.
There's a turnover by MA. Here come the Dons. Belotro facing a smothering, swarming defense. Penetration, little contact, no call as Devin Grant couldn't find it, but the offensive rebound, second chance opportunity. And the three was no good from Economou. In transition, Lucas Ferretti, Blake Henry. The rebound for the Dons. The Dons have some size, some quickness, some athleticism. They can kind of stay with MA, at least size-wise.
Yeah, I mean, they match up pretty good. Just looking at them on the court, size for size, they may actually be a little bit bigger in certain spots. But it's just about not trying to play MA's game. MA's going to run it. They're going to try and get down court. You even see the Fiorettis, man. They're getting in there trying to get rebounds, and they're scrappy players. It's just about playing what they know what to do.
And they've got great chemistry together.
Mm-hmm.
There's a foul call down low. I don't have a 21 on my roster. Oh, maybe it's supposed to be 21. They have 22 listed, but I guess he's 21. Okay. Easy switch. The foul was on him. Aragon with the ball and the lead here in the first quarter on MCTV Sports. A lot of contact on it. Everything's a double team. Oh, and a timeout was called by Coach Manu of Aragon just as Belotro was able to get out of that double team, and he found a player underneath. It was Economou who made the bucket, but the timeout was granted.
Yeah, that was a great job by MA's defense. They're double teaming and swarming everywhere where the ball's going. They're switching out from man, going into zone, and just anyone who has the ball, just like, white on rice right now.
In that Division III CCS championship run for Aragon in 2014, they had a triple overtime win in the semifinals against Aptos. Final score 94-93 to advance to the finals.
Heck of a game.
In the first round, they beat Monterey 55-33. You may remember Monterey beat Terra Nova in the first round on a buzzer beater by 1 point. So Aragon will start things out here the first quarter. Out of the timeout, and a three-pointer by Belotro is no good. Here comes Norton, fast as lightning, and is fouled on the way to the rack. That year, Aragon went 20-10 overall. They went 9-3 in the PAL South. So with that CCS championship win, they advanced to NorCals, where they lost to Vanden of Fairfield, 88-85. Here comes Norton, high-scoring team, high-scoring game. And quite a year. Foul on the way. There's Norton with the free throw. Ties things up at 6. On the other side, it's Mike Molieri. Coach Mo, they call him, former assistant coach at Reardon under Rich Forsland, who we'll see later on tonight.
Right after this, yep.
And he's kind of modeled a few things from his program after Coach Forsland, especially starting at the defensive end.
Totally. I mean, you can see that. Their defense is everywhere, all over the place.
It's man with a double team anytime you have an opportunity. So as soon as you look to drive, if you're Aragon, the help will become a double team. So you've got to be able to drive and kick. You got to find the open guy. Someone's going to be open on the double team.
Exactly. It's about getting your eyes up and finding it.
Which
Easier said than done.
I was just going to say the same thing, Brian. Economou out top. That time they didn't jump switch on the double. Going against Norton. Size mismatch there. There's a turnover. Here comes Christian Fioretti. And he gives MA a 3-point lead. Coach Mo calling for more pressure. Belotro pulls up off balance. MA's defense will force you into those shots. There's Christian to Lucas. Brotherly love. And all of a sudden it's a 5-point lead. It's a 6-0 run right here by MA.
And those last 2 buckets have come on turnovers. You could tell the defense is getting to them. Almost create another turnover right there.
And they were fortunate how the ball kind of been volleyballed around. It ended up to Gabe Luskasiewicz, and he ends up with the bucket. Say that 3 times fast. Gabe Luskasiewicz. Fortunate how the ball kind of been volleyballed around for a while. You better learn that name. Couple substitutions into the game for MA. That's Will Perrone. That's Perrone with it now. A little jump hook on the baseline. And a rebound to Economou. This type of pressure defense will wear on you. You're going to need to substitute. How deep is Aragon's bench tonight? That's Luskasiewicz. Off the mark, here comes Lucas Fioretti, one of the brothers. Lucas is the senior, and Christian also. Lucas, here comes our first replay of the night. And Christian also. Well, maybe next time. At the line, Eric Norton, 6-foot junior, the MVP of the South. MA went 12-0 under Coach Mo. Boy, they've had a great year. 23-2. One of their losses, Half Moon Bay, was a 6-point game. They could match up in the finals. That's what everyone thinks is going to happen.
Yeah, that's exactly what everyone thinks is going to happen. But you know what? Aragon, they can stay in this game. They've won, I think it's like 6 in a row, 8 of their last 10. So they're not a bad team. And that last loss was actually to MA by 20 points. So they're keeping it closer now. So you just never know what can happen in tournament play.
Foul on Christian Fioretti. The second Fioretti got called. The first one kind of bumped him. The other MA loss was to Bellarmine, and it was a 1-point loss. So you lose to Bellarmine and Half Moon Bay, your only 2 losses. You got 23 wins. You're pretty good. Yeah,
and the 2 losses are to teams that are probably ranked in the top 50 in the state. So they're playing teams well.
Both will go to the open division, as will MA. On a fast break. Nice pass to Perrone. A good look by Raymond Fowler, who's in there battling. And a foul is called on Aragon. Our officials tonight, that's Rick Glosser who just made that call. Roche George and Mike Adam. 53 seconds left to go here in the first quarter on MCTV Sports. Quick lob to Perrone. Aragon still in that man. It's Kai Winterling. And Winterling just off the bench. Nice pass for Traveler, 6-foot junior. A good look by Aragon, just down by 4, facing that tough pressure, full court. Davion Cox. And now that's Samajana. And he's hit hard, no call. 3-point attempt, no good. A rebound inside by Lukasiewicz, and he can't get a bucket. But a couple of second chance opportunities there for Aragon, but they just come up empty as we're nearing the end of the first quarter. Just 5 seconds left. Three-point shot is blocked. Ball comes back, and the shot by Fowler is no good, but it was a good up-tempo, intense first quarter. I'd like to say thank you to the City of Millbrae for providing generous support for our programs just like this one. The City of Millbrae has a long-standing tradition of supporting public access programming on MCTV. We look forward to a great continued partnership. If you'd like to find out more about the City of Millbrae, check out the city website at www.ci.millbrae.ca.us. Thanks again to Millbrae, a place in the sun. So the first place MA Bears from the PAL South taking on the third place Aragon Dons of the PAL South. 3 PAL South teams won, the other being Burlingame. The only North team to win was Half Moon Bay, so they're a little outnumbered, but if you know anything about the Cougars, there'd be a good team to take out of the 4 to go all the way.
Yeah, I mean, Half Moon Bay, between them and MA, they've really been kind of the stars of the PAL this year, but Half Moon Bay is on a different level. Their only loss was to Aptos, and it was by 2 points. I mean, they're playing against big teams. They got a veteran squad that's played together since they're about 10 years old. So this is definitely the year that they're thinking to make the run.
And they'll be the nightcap of our 4 games, and that will tip off at 7:30. Brian will be back for that one. In between, we've got the other girls' game, and that'll tip off at 6. That'll be South City and the MA girls.
Nice.
And the girls won the PAL South Championship. They went undefeated. So the boys and the girls from Menlo-Atherton dominated Peninsula Athletic League South Division play this year. So Aragon starts out with the ball here to begin the second quarter, down by 4. In red, moving left to right. MA in white with their gold trim. Thank you to our statisticians, Lauren Meyer, to begin the second Vasquez, Megan Wong, Miranda Mejia, and Mariko Wayne. Inside, nice jump hook, but it comes up short by Economou, and here come the Bears. Lucas Fioretti with a left hand. If you don't get back, they really make you pay.
Exactly. They got too much speed for if you get in the open court, they're just going to beat it to the rim every time.
And Aragon tries a little retaliation of up-tempo style. Economou gets fouled going to the rack. He'll go to the line. Half Moon Bay, 7:30 will take on Burlingame, who finished second in the South. Half Moon Bay also went undefeated at 12-0 in the North. They're 24-1. Their one loss. They just come up empty as we're nearing the end of the first quarter. Just 5 seconds left.
Aptos.
Three-point shot is blocked. Same area.
Yeah,
ball comes
right
back. Palma, Aptos, Pac Grove.
Yep.
They're all the same, right? SoCal. 14-10. Bears on top. Little double screen action along the baseline. Fioretti can't get it to go. That's Lucas. Here come the Dons. Kind of hanging around a little bit early on. That's what you hope, is to weather that initial storm by the Bears, and so far they've done that. Nice jump stop, aggressive move to the rack by Navan Samajana, the 6-foot senior co-captain, and he looked like he went to the rack pretty aggressively off the bench.
Yeah,
that's what they need.
I think so. Just watching it right now, obviously the jump shots aren't happening. You're going to have to drive. You're going to have to get it down to your big guys, draw some fouls, and get those guys in trouble. Because once the big guys come out, the size advantage definitely goes to Aragon. So get it down low, pound it, and try to get those buckets.
He's got to make those free throws, and he missed them both. Senior. And Norton, the junior. Henry back in the ball game. Cross court it. That's Bradley Stillman. MA going deep into their bench. Bounce pass almost stolen. The Bears retain possession.
Bears ball,
Aragon 12-13 on the season overall, 7-5 in South play. Shot clock may have expired on the Bears. A good defense by Aragon.
It's a big stop. Anytime you can slow MA down, stay with them on offense, just kind of keep the tempo, you're going to be all right. Just can't let them get out into transition.
On Wednesday, MA beat South City 81-42. Winterling had 18 points for the Bears. Lucas Fioretti had 5. Christian Fioretti had 9. Double teaming all over the floor. A lot of contact, no call. And a turnover by the Bears. So it looks like this threesome of officials is allowing a lot of arm bar, which has been supposedly an emphasis the last few years.
Yeah, they're letting them get away with it, but you know what? That's what you kind of want. Playoff time. Don't get too ticky-tacky. Let them be physical. Don't let it get overboard.
Now the Dons still with that 14-10 deficit. We've been stuck on 14-10 for a while. Nice strong move, but not a strong finish by Economou, and here comes Norton, fastest man on earth.
Ooh. That was nice.
And then they call that little reach. See, that's you know, if you're a coach, you just want some consistency. You know, there was so much more contact the last possession over there on the far sideline. Now on the near sideline, you get this. There's fastest man on earth on the replay. Nicely done by our MCTV Sports crew. And a charging foul. And it goes against Belotro. And taking that charge was Kirshner. I always love those charge calls. They really help you grab the momentum.
Oh, absolutely. When you can take the ball away from them, it gets the crowd going. It changes the tempo of the game. It makes them a little hesitant to want to come in the bucket, too.
This is Norton, your MVP of the South. That's Christian Fioretti. First team all-leaguer. Timeout, MA. Coach Molieri is not happy about something. Many thanks go to the Magnolia of Millbrae for sponsoring this event. The Magnolia of Millbrae is a welcoming place for seniors who want luxurious living conditions with a swimming pool, fine dining, and a gated covered parking garage. For more information, please contact themagnolia.com or call 697-7000 or toll free 1-888-860-6915. Brian, did you happen to catch what Coach Molieri was not happy about?
Yeah, I couldn't tell. He was asking for a timeout pretty quick, and maybe somebody was out of position. Maybe the right play wasn't set up, but obviously he was pretty fired up about it.
His Bears once again went 12-0 in the South. Burlingame was second at 9-3. Aragon, these Dons were 7-5 in third. Sequoia and Cappuccino tied for fourth at 6-6, but Sequoia got the PAL berth over the tiebreaker. Mills was in sixth, 5-7. Hillsdale also 5-7. Woodside, Carlmont, and San Mateo rounded out the rest of the PAL South. Only 2 points have been scored this quarter, and we're almost halfway through. And it's MA that scored the 2, as Henry is fouled going to the basket. He'll go to the line. These are the type of quarters that MA's defense will pull it up. You look at the box score the next day, and you've got a quarter score of 5, 3, and 9.
Mm-hmm. That's you just wear them down. You wear them down, slow the game down, make them do the things where, you know, make them have to go to their bench. They have about 12 guys on their bench, and they haven't really used it too much.
Henry knocks down the first free throw. Biggest lead of the game now at 7 for Menlo-Atherton. Make it 8. little less pressure after free throw. A drive and another possible charge. That one looked pretty good also by Kirshner again. No call at all. Roche George down on the baseline. Konamu's coming back. We have that on replay. Wouldn't mind seeing that one. On the out of bounds. A lot of holding and grabbing down there. They're allowing that. Aragon still has not scored this quarter. Konamu drive and dish inside, and there's a touch foul. That'll send DeAndre Sanders to the line. Foul charge to Kirshner.
That is his third. Sanders is shooting 2.
Wednesday, Aragon beat Jefferson 65-59. That game was played at Westmore. It should have been at Jefferson, but the gym was not available, so they moved it over to Westmore, and Jefferson didn't quite feel at home. They lost by 6. They were favored. Jeff was the number 2 team in the north against Aragon, the number 3 team in the south, but like you noted, Aragon's one of the hottest teams around.
Yeah, that change definitely made an impact, you could tell.
Jeff is tough at home.
Always.
Norton fouled on the second chance.
Jefferson's one of those old stadiums where everyone's right on top of you. The acoustics is horrible, so the noise is loud. It's never fun to go there, especially for a Friday night quad game. It gets loud and crazy.
Menlo-Atherton, the 1 seed, took on South City, the 4 seed from the north, and MA had no problem with the Warriors, 81-42.
When they get going, they get going. When this offense is exploding and they're running and they're hitting on full cylinders, they could put up big numbers.
Biggest lead now is 10 as Norton hits them both. Norton tries for a steal, doesn't get it. More double teams. It just seems like everywhere you look, there's white jerseys. It's almost like there's 6 players out there.
Yeah. Sometimes it looks like there's a lot of contact going on, but they're just swarming around the ball so much, they're making a lot of things happen. It's just great defense that they're doing right now.
3-point attempt, no good. Well contested. Christian Fioretti to his brother Lucas Fioretti. Can't get the 3 from the corner. Lucas tracks it down. Henry off the glass.
Henry!
8 straight points this quarter. Opens up a 12-point bulge for the Bears. Timeout, Coach Manu and the Dons.
Timeout, Aragon.
Coach Manu going to try to figure things out. And really, against this type of pressure, there's not a whole lot you can do if you don't have the horses.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the big difference you see this quarter is MA's moving the ball on offense. They're passing, they're cutting, they're getting off screens. They're creating space. Where Aragon's having trouble is they get caught with the ball, and then there's 2 guys right in front of them, and they have nowhere to go. So they're not able to effectively run their offense right now, where MA is able to open up, get space, and drive and shoot. You've really noticed it here the last few minutes.
These 2 faced off on January 27th, and as you alluded to earlier, it was at Aragon, and MA won by 20, 73-53. This one a little bit lower scoring so far. And there's a steal by Lucas Fioretti. Turnover. And Aragon almost gives it right back. In the preseason, MA beat El Camino by 54. They beat Milpitas by 24. Lost to Bellarmine in their 3rd game by 1. Lucas Fioretti with another steal. Norton to Christian Fioretti. seems like Norton was hanging in the air for a long time. He's fouled, he'll go to the line. Then MA beat fellow Atherton high schooler Menlo by 21. They beat Reardon by 6. That was a big win. They beat Jefferson, speaking of Jeff, by 39 at MA. First free throw is missed by Norton. The Bears then beat Castro Valley by 17. They beat St. Elizabeth by 41. Norton makes the second. Now the biggest lead is 13. They beat Berkeley by 4. Then they lost to Half Moon Bay by 5. And then they went through the PAL South undefeated. Then they beat South City in that playoff game, and here they stand, 23-2, and you're watching them live on MCTV, and you can see why they are so good. It's defense, it's athleticism, it's speed with Norton, it's good team chemistry, and plays like that. It's just, what do you do?
There's not much you can do. I guess try to foul him or hack something. I mean, when Norton gets the ball in his hand, it's ridiculous.
An 11-0 run here to start the second quarter. And there's only 2 minutes left. Aragon has not scored this quarter. There's a foul by Lucas Fioretti.
He's been on the ground more tonight than I've seen most high school players in their career. If there's something there, he's going to attack it and try to grab it. He averages about 4 steals a game, and that you see why right there.
They just are intense nearly every second. There was one possession we noted where they seemed to relax. It was after a made free throw by Aragon. A made free throw by MA. And then they kind of had one possession where it looked like they let them bring it up, and then everything after that is just intense, pressure. Samajana at the free throw line. Made the first point of the quarter. Now he makes them both. So he's 2 of 4 this quarter. And Aragon finally gets off the schneid.
They need to get something going here. There's still time. You get a couple stops. You get a couple buckets. Keep it within 10. You know, you're going into halftime. Not bad.
And they switch to a zone there. Henry's all over somebody's back. No call. So Dons, they make the change to a 2-3 zone. Norton with an illegal screen by Henry, and nobody saw it. Norton drove baseline, and Henry just hooked Luskaskowitz and cleared him out of the lane as he tried to go for help. And instead, Norton going to the line.
He almost made an amazing shot right there, too. His body control is so amazing when he gets up and goes in.
Makes the first free throw. Norton leads all scorers with 11. He's already shot 11 free throws. 9 of 11, 10 free throws. He's 9 of 10 with 12 points.
Wow.
That's your MVP, folks. And he's only a junior. I don't know if he can get any faster from his junior to his senior year. Is that possible?
He could try.
Another turnover by Aragon. Norton on the season, averaging 11.5 points per game, 3.5 rebounds. Scored 287 points. That's Henry, tries his own putback. Looked like he might have knocked it out of bounds.
When you look at MA's team as a whole, you know, Norton was the MVP, but there's 4 guys on the team that average 10-plus points, and they're all right around that same mark. So they distribute to the other guys. Their role players get in. It's just a very well-balanced, very unselfish team.
And they got 2 players on the first team. Both the Fioretti brothers made first team all-league. And you see the offensive rebounding tenacity, kick out. That was Christian Fioretti. And an over-the-back call on Lucas Fioretti. And that will send back to the line DeAndre Sanders for more free throws. So Lucas Fioretti and Christian Fioretti made first team. Second team, Blake Henry. No guys on the honorable mention. For Aragon, Samajana was on the second team. Economou, honorable mention, and Belotro, honorable mention. Free throw missed, but the Dons get the rebound. Less than a minute to go here until intermission. Economou, nice drive, nice finish. There you go. And a turnover from Christian Ferretti. Economou comes up with it, and coming from behind, that's that hustle we talked about. And there's a foul.
Non-stop. Just
Carlos
keep
Pagaduan.
playing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Brian.
Oh, no, as in, they just keep playing. Wherever the ball is, play's never dead for them. If they make a mistake, they hustle back. They try to make up for it.
The rest of the first team from the south, Vinny Ferrari of Burlingame, Tyga Schwartz from Hillsdale, Lucas Magni of Cappuccino, and Ziggy Lauese from Sequoia. And remember, he's only a sophomore.
Vinny Ferrari is going to be fun to watch next game. He puts up big points for Burlingame, so that's going to be a fun one.
Aragon has scored just 4 points this quarter. And that was the 14th point for the Bears. They've doubled up on Aragon.
Like you were saying earlier, that's when you check the stats the next day in the paper. There's that one quarter where they just shut you down and separate themselves.
Last year, Menlo-Atherton was knocked out on Wednesday of the quarterfinals. Half Moon Bay beat them 45-39. So this is Coach Mose. There's maybe another charge. They call a block and count the basket. A good attempt on the charge by Winterling. At the free throw line, Davion Cox, 6'1" sophomore. Misses the front end. They miss a lot of free throws tonight.
That's going to hurt you against a team like this. Any chance you can get points, you got to take them.
Five of 12 is Aragon. 6 seconds left until halftime. Kick out. Missed three-pointer, and the half is going to run out. So MA outscores Aragon 15-6, and they lead by 13 here at halftime. We'll take a short break, and we'll come back with the second half. In just a minute, you're watching MCTV Sports. Halftime winding down here. Mills High School on MCTV Sports. The PAL basketball tournament Final Four. Aragon and Menlo-Atherton, and the Bears open up that 13-point lead. We're led by Norton with 12. Lucas Fioretti had 9 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals. Henry and Christian Fioretti each had 4 points. Both of them had 4 rebounds, and Christian Fioretti had 3 steals for the total of 29 points for MA. Aragon was led by Economou with 5, Belotro 3, Samajana, Lukaskowicz, Cox, and Sanders each had 2. Sanders was the top rebounder for Aragon with 4. So the Bears start out with the ball, and that's Lucas Fioretti missing the open elbow jumper. And here come the Dons, trailing by only 13. That's kind of manageable, Brian.
Yeah, the key is to get off to a quick start. Hold MA, get a couple buckets, slow it down, and just get on the board. Don't try to make up all 13 in a couple possessions. Just chip away at it. And so far, they're doing it.
Well, they got that last rebound, but they turned it over, and there's a nice penetration and finish. And that was Aaron Belotro, a 6-foot junior. He started things out for Aragon, hitting that 3, but he had quiet numbers the rest of the way. But he puts the Dons to within 11. Norton stepped out of bounds. So not a good start for MA. A missed shot and 2 turnovers.
It's good for Aragon. That's exactly what they wanted to do.
Here's that full court man press by the Menlo-Atherton Bears, head coach by Mike Molieri. 23-2 on the season, headed for the open division of the CCS. But if you talk to Coach Mo, he is thinking one thing, and that's PAL tournament title. He's got the horses. He wants Half Moon Bay, but he's got to get by Aragon first.
And Half Moon Bay's got to get by Burlingame later tonight.
Correct. And we'll be here live for that one. Missed shot by the Dons, and here come the Bears. Christian Fioretti. Bears are 0 for 2 to start this half, but they're going to have another chance after the offensive board. Aragon goes back to man. Norton from 3. 0 for 3, but Christian Fioretti, another one. They're 0 for 4 to start out the half. And a rebound by Sanders. That was Sanders' 5th rebound. And we've got a foul on the drive. If that's Lucas, that might be his 3rd. Nope, they switched it and called it on Kirshner.
That is his 4th.
That's his 4th. So he'll take a seat. And Aragon's late getting the ball in. But no problem. Nice move there. Economou, but the shot is blocked by Henry, but on the putback is Devin Grant. So just what the doctor ordered is the Aragon Dons getting the first 4 points here in the 3rd quarter. Blocking foul, charge to Belotro. He's got 2. Aragon in man, and they get beat on the back pick, but a recovery block by Lukaskowicz. 0 for 5 to start out the second half for the Bears. Contact, no call. Rebound, now there's a foul on the putback attempt. Sanders with his 6th rebound. He'll go to the line.
You can tell they definitely made adjustments at halftime. They're definitely going more at the basket. They're trying to drive. They're trying to keep everything tight and in. They haven't attempted a lot of jump shots, but they did a lot in the beginning of the first quarter.
And they've really struggled from the free throw line. They were 5 of 12 in the first half. Now make it 5 of 13. And you want any chance of beating a team like MA, you got to knock them down.
You got to take points every chance you can get.
Now 6 of 14 are the Dons, but they are only down by 8. And there's another turnover. So in the second quarter, it was the Aragon Dons who took close to 6 minutes to finally get their first points on the board. And now it's a little over 3 minutes, and MA here in the 3rd quarter has not scored.
And Aragon's got to continue to capitalize on that, because once MA gets going, they're going to get rolling. But take advantage while they're slow.
And they're looking to spread the floor. That's Belotro. Sanders, strong. Near turnover. Economou, double team. Finds the open guy. That's Grant. Grant off the glass, and it's now a 6-point game. Coach Mo's going to call timeout.
It's a good idea. Timeout. It's a good call.
That's their 3rd charge timeout. This program is made possible with support from many community organizations, including the Millbrae Lions Club. The Lions Club has long supported MCTV local programming and youth events. To learn more about the Millbrae Lions Club and how it helps the community through volunteership, visit millbraelions.org. Thank you, Lions. There's a replay, Brian. Nice kiss by Devin Grant, and they've gotten a couple nice contributions here in the second half that finds themselves all of a sudden down by 6. It looks like it was going to be a runaway.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing that probably could have happened to Aragon at the second half was they went to halftime. Because it looks like things were going to run away a little bit. You get some time, you get a chance to regroup, you have a new game plan. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? MA is going to just continue doing what they're doing, make adjustments, try something different, and it's paid off. And it's helped, too, that MA's got off to a little bit of a slow start.
MA's ball.
Last year, Aragon struggled. They went 8-16 overall and 4-8. Menlo-Atherton went 14-12 overall. We got a holding call. 14-12 overall last year for MA and 8-4 in league. They finished in 4th place. Henry, and he's fouled on a jump shot by Lukaskowitz. Third personal on Lukaskowitz. Here's Henry to the mound. To the mound. Did I say to the mound? I am going to a baseball tournament tomorrow, early morning.
Pitchers and catchers reported a few days ago.
That's right. It's baseball season. We kind of got the fever already, right? Last year, Sequoia won the tournament championship. Henry misses. Missed them both. And we got a loose ball foul. Delay a game. And the foul was charged to Fowler, and that was MA taking a shot after the whistle. And that, you see a lot of that now, NBA, college, high school, and it's good to see the referee, Mike Adam, call delay a game. It's really unnecessary. There's Grant going long. Home run. Nice pass by Sanders, and it's a 4-point game. A 9-0 run to start the third quarter. Lob inside to Henry. Henry's shot is blocked. Norton, and count the basket. He's fouled by Sanders. So it took Menlo-Atherton 4 minutes and 7 seconds to get their first field goal, Brian.
Yeah. You know, shots don't go in. It's kind of contagious. Making baskets is contagious, and so is missing them. This could be the start, though, to MA's run. That's the scary part.
3-point play for Norton. There's the press. Steal by Fioretti. Norton now with 14 points to lead all scorers. Inside lob. Henry finds Fowler. Can't finish. And the ball was tied up, and Aragon was calling for a timeout. And smart officiating on the tie-up. Possession goes to Aragon, saves them a timeout. I like that.
Yeah.
As Grant leaves the floor and gets a nice round of applause.
He was a spark plug during that run.
And also was diving on the floor for that loose ball. So the Dons down by 7 here with the ball in the third quarter of the Final Four of the PAL tournament from 2016. Sequoia won it last year for the boys. The Menlo-Atherton girls won it last year. And the MA boys are going to try for their first ever PAL tournament championship. They haven't won one yet in the 15-year history. Now is 16th year. Inside, that's Economou, and he's in heavy traffic. And Henry comes up with the rebound. Lucas Fioretti. Norton. Christian Fioretti. Loose ball foul on Henry. Just one field goal has been made by the Bears. I believe they're now 1 for 11.
Yeah. I wish Norton would take it a little bit more. You know, he's almost too unselfish, where he had a chance to go up there and drive, and you saw Fioretti and let him shot it, pushed it out and took the shot. I'd love for him to have just gone up right there. Get a chance to draw the foul, keep it going.
Overall, you got to like the team chemistry. MA really shares the ball.
Oh, absolutely. it's almost the old Hoosiers 4 passes and a shot. I mean, they're really moving it and spacing it, and they're making Aragon work.
And when you got a team with so much talent and depth, then you can afford to do that. Some teams only have one guy, and, you know, he's got to do the bulk of the scoring. Oh, and we could have an offensive foul, and we do. And that one was on Lucas Fioretti. A very nice charge taken there by Belotro. And that's his 4th. So Lucas has 4, and Kirshner has 4 for MA. And MA's already got 5 team fouls here with 2:20 left to go in the 3rd quarter. So Aragon may be shooting a lot of free throws, but that may not be the best of news because they haven't done it very well tonight. Belotro going against Stillman. Help from Norton. Belotro split the double. And here comes Norton the other way. Nice pass. Christian Fioretti, kick out to the corner. Stillman for 3.
Stillman for 3.
Belotro right back, goes to the rack, and that's kind of what you have to do. After a made basket, you can't let them set their defense. You got to go.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he did right there. He literally got from the inbound and almost took it coast to coast. If it's there, take it.
In 2014, Burlingame won the PAL tournament for the boys. Westmore won it for the girls. 2013, Westmore won it for the boys, and Burlingame won it for the girls. So back-to-back years, Westmore and Burlingame each won 1 of the boys and 1 for the girls. There's Christian Fioretti. Stillman with a 9-point lead. The lead was 13 at half. And Aragon came out and cut it to 6. Little push off, no call, and then they call the touch foul. And, you know, Brian, I want to get your opinion on this. And we've seen this really over the past 3, 4, 5 years, how offensive players with the ball use their offhand to push off. And for the most part, the refs let them get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, some people are definitely more discreet than others, but when you see the hand get extended and the arm almost coming straight out, that's something that needs to be called, because it's creating an unfair advantage, as I call it, the James Harden or the Chris Paul, where they do it a little bit too much, and it's not fair for the defensive player.
And you see the defensive player falling backwards because he just got pushed.
Yep.
You know, and in that case,
and I don't get how it's a defensive foul.
Yeah, when he's coming back. So that part of the game is frustrating for a lot of coaches. And it results in a now 11-point lead for the Bears, which was 9. There's a block shot off the attempt from Cox. Here comes Norton. Norton, no good. Rebound, put back. Perrone can't get it, and there's Norton again. He's fouled. He'll go back to the line. Norton has shot a lot of free throws tonight. He's already 10 of 11. Leads all scorers with 15. On 3 of 11 shooting. Now make it 16. For Aragon, Belotro's got 6. Grant has 6. Economou has 5. Sanders 3. Samajana and Lukaskowicz each have 2, as does Cox. And Norton knocks him down, and now it's back to where we were at halftime, a 13-point lead.
Yeah, once MA gets going, they get going. And that was the thing. You wanted to try to close in that gap as much as you could before they went on their run.
Nice penetration dish inside. Grant gets fouled, but doing a nice job of breaking that press was Davion Cox, the 6'1 sophomore. He looks like a promising young athlete. Sanders will go back to the free throw line. Sanders is 2 of 6. 6 rebounds. Aragon remains 12 points down. Less than 30 to go here in the third quarter. Much more low scoring than the first 2 times these guys met. January 27th, a 20-point win for MA, where they scored in the 70s. Double screen. And a ball screen, and there's that push off right there. No call, but Grant comes up with the steal. 2 seconds, a three-pointer from deep. And it's no good. Economou didn't realize he still had a couple more seconds left.
Yeah, he could have got that up a little bit farther, took a better shot, or even maybe drove and still had time to get it going. When that clock's running down, though, you don't realize how much time you really do have.
And it takes a lot of poise to look up at that clock and find out how much time you exactly have left. Another community group we'd like to thank is the Peninsula Chinese Business Association, which has contributed generously to MCTV and Millbrae schools to support youth programs. The PCBA is a 100% volunteer-based organization with members donating time, talent, and resources to strengthen the community. For more information about PCBA, visit www.pcbausa.com. Aragon has never won a PAL tournament title either. Half Moon Bay has never won a PAL tournament title. Only one team out of the 4 boys that has won a PAL title, and they've won multiple. That's Burlingame. They've won this tournament 5 times, Brian.
I forgot Half Moon Bay lost in this tournament last year. I remember that.
They lost in the Final Four to Sequoia, and Sequoia went on to win the championship. Turnover. And a possible injury to Fowler. He's a little shaken up, but he says he's okay. He's trying to track down that score from last year's Sequoia Half Moon Bay game. And it was 48-40. Sequoia beat Half Moon Bay. There's a drive by Belotro. Contact, no call, rebound. Economou with the putback, and it's back to 10.
Just keep it close. There's still plenty of time. Don't feel like you have to press.
Christian Fear ready. Boy, is he aggressive going to the basket, and he can finish. Man press. Economou, pretty quick for his size. Sanders with a soft touch, a little one-hand runner. Back to 10. Both teams trading buckets here to start the fourth quarter on MCTV Sports. Along with Brian Powers, I'm Kenny Milch. And there's a pass inside, and Stillman's shot is blocked by Economou. That's a highlight reel block there. The championship last year, Sequoia beat Mills 53-51. Njai LeBlanc led all scores with 22 points. Nice drive and dish inside. Economou with another block. But staying with it is Perrone. Looks like Economou needed a little help down there.
Yeah, I mean, right now it looks like they have a smaller lineup in for Aragon, so they're trying to run, they're trying to push, but they're definitely a little bit behind right now.
Belotro with that missed 3. And Christian Fioretti answers with a 3 of his own, and now it's 15, biggest lead of the game.
Yep. Fioretti's starting to feel it too. He's had a nice drive last time down.
Picking up this, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, MA might be picking up their run right about now.
Christian Fioretti picking up the slack for his brother Lucas, who is on the bench with 4 fouls. But MA is so deep, not just the Fiorettis, and not just at the guard position, but they've got post players. They got size and quickness. They really do have it all.
Yeah, they have a 10-man rotation easy that they can run out, maybe even more.
Winterling with the left hand. Henry, the rebound. And MA will reset. There's that push off again. Winterling. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. I guess if you don't call it the first couple times, you're not going to call it at all.
Aragon foul number 52, Sanders is 4. Winterling is shooting 2.
Matsuno for Mills scored 17 points last year in that championship loss to Sequoia, and Mills made a furious rally, down double figures, thanks in large part to Matsuno and those big three-pointers. Mills beat Burlingame in the Final Four here last year, 58-55, and that was quite a game. So Burlingame will be up next, advancing to the Final Four for the second year in a row. Lead is 16. M.A., who was eliminated in the quarterfinals last year. Big highlight reel block there by Norton. So M.A., after falling to Half Moon Bay last year by 6, played Half Moon Bay again earlier, we talked about it, lost by 5. And they want one more shot at them, and they may get that here in the PAL. They may also get another shot in the Open division, because right now both MA and Half Moon Bay are projected to go to the Open. They wouldn't play each other in the first round, but they may meet up later.
Yeah, who knows what happens with CCS. I mean, seedings, you can think all you want until it actually come out. You just never know what's going to happen. And the Open division is the best of the best. I mean, there's some big-time schools in there, but both of those schools have definitely earned the right to be there.
You'll have the likes of Sarah. There's that big highlight reel block, nicely done by our replay crew, and a nice block by Norton. And you know, you've got St. Francis, who's in first in the WCAL. You'll have Sarah in there also, and Bellarmine, and then it starts coming down. As well as Half Moon Bay and MA, you're also going to get Palma, who's going to go to the Open. So there's 6 teams. They're also thinking about maybe Santa Cruz, possibly SI. There's a few teams that are still in the balance there, but no matter what, you've got a strong 8-team field, and for Division 4, they have a chance to get 3 teams into the Open division. That's how strong Division 4 is.
Just the area around here is just strong in basketball right now.
Out of the timeout, the Dons in the fourth quarter trail by 16 with 5:20 left. They got to make a run now. They need that 3 and didn't get it. Now the Bears can work some clock. Grant, you see, providing a big cushion to Norton, and there's Fioretti. It's Christian to the basket again. 18-point bulge. That's the biggest lead of the game. Three-point attempt by the sophomore. Cox, he gets it back. Earlier tonight in the girls' first game, it was Oceana with a big win at the, oh my goodness, that was scary. Our sign behind us just fell down. I felt like part of the wall was crumbling. Don't worry, we can put it back in between games. Menlo-Atherton, their basketball program, despite not having won a PAL tournament championship in their history, have won 2 CCS championships. In 1988 for Division II, and in 1989 Division III, they won back-to-back CCS titles. But back then, there wasn't a PAL tournament. Those teams were so strong, they probably would have won that also.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is the year they've got a team they feel can contend, and they've got just 4:20 left to advance to the title game to give themselves a shot. Norton gets fouled, no call, and the rebound will stay with MA. Aragon has won 3 CCS championships in boys basketball also. Aragon won in 1990 for Division III, 1994 for Division III, and like we mentioned earlier, they won it just a couple years ago also in Division III, 2014. And Sam Manu was the coach just a couple years ago, so he's got a CCS championship under his belt, which, as you know, is not easy to do.
No, not at all, especially where Aragon's located. You have Sarah right down the street. You have Hillsdale right down the street. You have San Mateo that's not too far. So the talent gets dispersed, and, you know, every few years you get that class of kids that just can put it all together.
Norton misses the second. MA by 19. MA with the PAL South Championship. That's their first league title since 2007. There's a three-pointer made. Nicely done by Samajana. Back to 16. There's Norton. Norton wide open in the corner for three. Push off underneath, no call. And the ball will stay with MA. Menlo-Atherton also won a league title in the South in 2004. Lucas Fioretti is back in the game with his 4 fouls. He got the rebound but stepped out of bounds.
Aragon Dons.
So since 1997, Menlo-Atherton, with this year's championship, that's their 3rd league title. Economou inside, nice bounce pass inside to Sanders, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line. As far as Aragon goes, I'm looking through my research, and Aragon, you have to go back to 2004 and 2003, where they were back-to-back champions, but they had to share it. And in 2004, they had to share it with 3 other teams, a 4-way tie for first. They shared it with Burlingame, Menlo-Atherton, and Woodside. And then in 2003, they shared it with Burlingame and Mills. So Aragon has not won an outright championship since before 1997. And they're in a tough league. The PAL South is no joke. 16-point lead for the MA Bears. There's Christian Fioretti. Boy, he has a knack for getting in the lane.
Yeah, he's been on fire. He does a lot where they kind of clear out to the baseline. He just comes right around, goes right up the middle. It's about the 3rd time he's done that. He's got great touch going to the rim, too.
He really explodes off those screens. Timeout, Aragon. They've got 1 left. If you're enjoying watching this program or any other programs on MCTV, consider becoming an MCTV underwriter. It's a great way to get your name on local television and to support the Millbrae community. And of course, your support is crucial in helping MCTV to produce quality programming with a local focus. For info on underwriting opportunities or to sign up for an underwriting package, contact MCTV at 259-2343 or send an email to info@mctv.tv. Along with Brian Powers, I'm Kenny Milch. 2:43 left to go in this one. An 18-point lead for MA, and Brian, that these Bears are on their way to the finals tomorrow night.
MA's good. I mean, the record stands up to how they're playing. They've come out at an explosive from the start. They pass the ball. They understand how to go. The team is just absolutely on fire right now.
Both the Fiorettis are in with Norton. Those 3, I believe, have gone most of the game. Lucas had to step out for a while for foul trouble, and there's Norton all the way. It seems like recently and in the second, they get a lot of layups. They use their speed. They use screens well. They get to the rack, and they're relentless with their attack.
Yep. They definitely know what's working and what's not working. We haven't seen them shoot a three-point shot in the last 4 minutes, so they know if going to the hole is the way to do it, they're going to do that. If they're going to pound it inside, they're going to do that.
Maybe time to start dipping into Coach Moe's bench. Looks like Reed Fratt will make his first appearance. 6'3" senior. Wears number 13 coming into the game for Henry, whose night is done. And you also got to think about, you got to save some energy for tomorrow night. You got this one in hand. A huge game tomorrow night, whether it's Burlingame or Half Moon Bay. A 19-point lead. There's Lucas Fioretti, missed the layup, but then his brother Christian's there to clean it up. Christian now with 13 points. Norton leads all scorers with 19. Turnover. Last year, Mills won the South. Inside move there, no good by Fratt. And Fratt tries again, no good. He's got it again. Timeout called by Coach Moe. Interesting timeout. Fratt had the ball underneath the basket, battling to try and score.
I think he wanted to get some of the subs in. They're going to make a little push here. Time to get the guys out. Don't let anything happen. Because like you said, it's a big one tomorrow.
Well, we want to thank you so much for joining MCTV and the Mills High Art of Video class in this MCTV sports production. We do have DVD and Blu-ray copies of today's game for sale. Just go to mctv.tv/buy and look for the DVD cover on our Square store. You can also give us a call at 259-2343 and we'll take your order over the phone. DVD sales go to support the production of more MCTV sports events, so you are helping to keep our excellent sports programming going. For more info, give us a call or check our website, mctv.tv. Things winding down, we want to thank our statisticians tonight, Lauren, Jahida, Megan, Miranda, and Mariko, doing a nice job. Interesting for Aragon, no players in double figures. Economou has 7, and then 3 players have 6. Belotro, Grant, and Sanders. Samajana has 5. Inside of 2 minutes now, at about 1:30 left to go in this one. Here's M.A. tracking that down. Winterling. Travel, no call. Back out to Winterling. 15 on the clock. All the subs in now for both teams. Get a little TV time. 5 on the clock. Winterling lets it fly from deep, and we got an over-the-back call on Fratt. So Menlo-Atherton will advance to the championship game tomorrow night at 7:45 right here at Mills High School, and they'll take on the winner of Half Moon Bay and Burlingame. We talked about it a little bit earlier. And what do you think Burlingame needs to do to upset the big bad Cougars?
I think it comes down to Ferrari. If he has a big night, they can kind of hold Half Moon Bay down because we know how explosive they can get. They're well balanced all across the board. You know, Ferrari's definitely the heartbeat of Burlingame. If he has one of those nights, it could be like last year's semifinal for Half Moon Bay.
Nice free throw there by Henry Kazan. 20-point lead for the Bears. Kazan, a 6-foot junior. Winterling from the corner. Can't get the 3. Kazan with the rebound. On the attack, that's Andre Parala. And he's tied up.
Jump ball. Possession, Aragon.
MA is projected for a possible top 4 seed in the open division for the Central Coast Section Playoffs, which starts next week. The seeding meeting is Sunday. 3-point attempt, no good by Parala. And MA now can just run out the clock. So Aragon, with the loss, will fall to 12-14 overall. But they went 7-5 in PAL South play, and they're going to be in the Central Coast section playoffs. And you know what? They may not have shown everybody exactly what they're made of, but down the stretch, really everything was like a playoff game, and this team is someone to contend with in the Division III CCS playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're watching the game against probably the best team, or 1A, 1B in the Peninsula Athletic League. So Aragon's a good team. When they put it all together, they've been on a hot streak the last month. You know, take it for what it's worth. They lost to a good team. They played them hard at times. Build from this. You got another shot. Your season's not over.
Sam Manu doing a great job for Aragon. We wish him the best in the CCS playoffs. And with the win, Menlo-Atherton improves to 24-2. And they go to the championship game tomorrow night. Once again, they were led in scoring by Norton, who ended up with 20 points on the dot. He also had 5 rebounds. Christian Fioretti ended up with 15 points, 7 rebounds. He also had 3 steals. With 9 points was Lucas Fioretti, and the Fioretti brothers and Norton and company help MA advance to the championship game. We'll find out who they play in about 3 hours. But next up, it's back to the girls. It's South City and the other Bears, the girls' MA Bears, with the winner of that game going on to the championship to play against Oceana, who won by 2 at the buzzer earlier tonight. For everyone here on our MCTV crew, along with Brian Powers, we want to thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for more PAL tournament basketball on MCTV Sports.